WURD Speaks Eye on Education is presented by Universal Companies and sponsored by Always Best Care, Pico, Comcast, and the Franklin Institute.
So I'm going to commit to keep everybody in a very emotional subject on the facts, including you. Okay, you 4 or 5 times brought up your point of view of putting people that love in front of the children, which comes with pejorative accusations.
Oh, actually, that was one of the recurring recommendations they got from the panel.
So it's a sense of, I want to point out to everyone, whether it's senators or people writing bills or parents or everything else, I want to continually raise my hand, as I do in Dr. Hite's presence and everybody's presence, and say, fact, opinion, fact, opinion, fact, opinion, a fact, opinion. We don't ask for a doctor's, hey, what if, hey, Angela, wish I get heart surgery, just take a guess. What? We go data only. My family is, data only. This is, we have to treat them. It lies to us, our gut in this situation. It lies to us. For example, I'll just give you a non-child thing, just to give you a sense of what the data says. This is what the data says about football, just to give you so we don't get emotional. You should go for 4th down every single time. That's what the data says. Nobody does it. No. The data says go every single time. You never punt the ball, but nobody does it because of emotional attachments to the way the system is. That's what the math says you should do. Okay, now take that thousands of times over in an emotional situation like the one we're talking about here. I would like to raise my hand and say these schools, we should think of these schools as our Navy SEAL schools. The teachers and principals in them, like this amazing person before us, is a Navy SEAL leader, right? She is trained and prepared and mentally stronger than others, and she needs to be because of the situation she's in. That doesn't mean her peer who's not ready isn't a valuable person in the system. They just shouldn't be in one of our Navy SEAL schools, and the data says that up till now we've been super accountability first, pejorative first, without any knowledge, without teaching knowledge. This is what the data says. The teachers, the principals in our schools, in these schools generally speaking, teach the teachers 8% of their time, their work time. And in the ones that work, it's 80%.
Right.
So that's what they say. It's like the coach not coaching the players, selling tickets. And once all of that is done, once their knowledge is there, then you can hold everybody accountable and you can say someone doesn't love someone and someone's not trying hard enough. So I want to pull all of that out. That's what the data said, because I was looking for enemies too, and it turned out to be ignorance.
And I want to do this, and I don't want this to be a back and forth. People die while we wait for data. I understand the process of research, but one of the pitfalls of research is that people pay a price while you're waiting for the data.
Yeah, we paid it already,
and if you're a member of the group that continuously pays that price, I think you got a right to be emotional. Emotional is not a
but that's not going to get you out.
In this conversation.
That's not going to get you out.
It may or may not.
In fact, it's going to keep you there.
And from that perspective, my thing is you can't separate the emotion and research don't mutually combat one another. They can occupy the same space.
It's dangerous.